Well, since Malty's here, I guess I'll come off of mute. Malty! Notice I have a new chat window. Who dis? Malty found the new chat window. Who dis? I need to know. Foolish evening, everybody. Thank you. We have the most amazing new chat window because I was lurking in someone else's chat window and said, "Hey, I like this. Where did you get it from?" They said, "I got it from here." And I said, "Okay, I'm going to download that now." So, one of the things I would like to talk to Layden about, or what I'm going to be in conversation with Layden about on a day not today, or probably tomorrow, at some point after dinner, is we need to redo the cats to be Catra and have her dazzled up in all the different things. But get Catra in the emotes and have her be the dapper versions of different things. So we could have like millionaire Catra, debutante. We can also animate them as well, and they can flip side to side, and they can be gifs and as well. So we'll see. We'll see. So do you want me to send you all of the photos that I have, Layden, of the different assets that the creator created, and see if you'd like to start there? You're bored? You know what you can do to not be bored, Malty? You could paint a ship. Mausoleum, GG, welcome in. Good evening. I hope you're doing well. We're just having some sass and goofy off times before we get started painting. I am going to paint tonight, though. I promise that. We're going to be working on something cute today. We're going to be taking a break from our hardcore painting, and we're going to paint something fun and enjoyable. We're going to work on this. Excuse me, is that push stuff? We're going to work on our otter from the Faraway Adventures from Animal Adventures. They're from Steamforged Games, so I had been putting them off for some reason. I don't know why, but he's going to get tackled now. Be safe with your movie, no mana. Sunday, we typically tend to do Cutie Patootie Sunday. Thank you for that follow. Um, we tend to do cute things. I'm currently working through the Animal Adventures box. So I have a Fox Fire Mage here that we could work on as well while we wait for things to dry. Probably, though, we might be starting this baby goat druid just because the idea of him is crazy. Yeah. That's why they get painted once a night, Layton, not every night. Oddly. Um, once a week. But welcome in. I use a variety of paints. Tonight I'm going to be focusing on Reaper MSP just because I don't want to think super hard and I just want to slap paint around. We listen to the lo-fi. Yeah. They're reformulating a new round. The next round at ReaperCon that they announced will be a new run, which may or may not be a good thing. We'll see. We'll have to see what Ron's thinking of. Most other nights you'll see me probably use Chimera colors. Depending on what I'm working on, I find various variations of it. I paint things like board games as well. This is Blade the Wolf from Elden Ring. My second entry into ReaperCon is going to be the Galen on Griffox. So, depending on what type of night it is, I tend to mix it up quite a bit of what I'm painting and what I'm doing just to avoid hobby burnout and enjoy goofy different things. Supposedly, I've made some pact with an Eldritch Horror. Who is your daddy and what does he do? My daddy said, my mommy says my daddy's a real sex machine. Oh, that was such a great movie from back in the day. I remember that movie. I remember quotes of that movie. If you can find it, Malty, try to find the alien singing I Will Survive. That has the big disco ball that plops down on top of them. It is still a good movie. It's a heartwarming movie. I messed up my palette, though. I still want to put the recommendation on the list for you to watch The Replacements with Gene Hackman. I'm still going to petition for you to watch that movie. And we talk about all kinds of things here, Mausoleum. The only thing I do not like to talk about is politics. Feel free to bring in anything, talk about movies. We're all for it. Oh. Okay. I understand now. I understand now, madam. And for whatever reason, from Friday, all right. So Friday night, I nick this part of my finger on a knife, cut it, bleeds like a sieve. Saturday night, I'm drilling a hole in my base and I nick this thumb. This morning or earlier, I'm changing the air filter out in my air conditioner downstairs and it gets stuck and I'm trying to get it out. I slice open my tip of my finger here and it's Sunday. Bubble wrap. I need other band-aids too. And I went to the grocery store remembering I need to buy smaller band-aids. What do I get at the grocery store? Chicken tenders and body wash. Completely forget about band-aids. It's okay. It'll be okay. Oh, I wasn't closed all the way. That's good. Okay. Well, we're gonna have to rinse all that out. No, they're the grocery store here makes chicken nuggets or chicken tendies for themselves, and I just buy some of them. I was pondering if I wanted to eat lunch, but then said, "Nah, we're just gonna lay down and take a nap." Yeah. So, it was one of those days, kind of. Well, I wanted something that was quick and easy, and I can just toss the chicken tenders in the air fryer for a few minutes and crisp them up and make them nice and crunchy. But decided to nap instead. After, my hour-long walk in the park. Also, Dino chicken nuggies aren't all that great. Pango is not seasoning. You are correct. Uh, but no, they're pretty good chicken tenders down here. Wow. All right. I now know the next button to push with Laden Roses. Well, I don't diss them. I just said they're not always that great. It's a childhood nostalgia meal, for sure. I can season them and make them good. Oh, I don't think it's a bully. This is more of a I should just run and hide.
Mana.
Welcome in, Solitaire. I can always unban you. I have that power. I mean, that's how you know who's your who will be your favorite, Domana. Uh, what you working on tonight? Mausoleum or Solitaire? My mommy says. Ooh, Angry Ron. That's always a good thing. I do like airbrushing. I'm probably going to airbrush quite a bit on the Archer when I get to her, but I just haven't gotten to her yet. I need a really red purple, so I'm going to grab Succubus Kiss. It's going to be pretty thin, too. Sea Otter Cleric, so he is wearing plate. Yes, they say it together. Together. In unison. sounds tough. That tonight too. The really funny part about that movie is that they knew what they were doing when they made it, and they just kept leaning into it at different parts. I feel like. No, they do not. But I mean, that movie was differently funny for a lot of different pieces. And it just, at the time, it worked like Twins. That's another one that will never be made again, no matter how much we try. Check something. Oh, Pop it, fig it. What you trying to pop and fig it? What you trying to pop and fig it there? I told you you would like the mices. I'm really glad that you and your sister are gonna enjoy those. Fidget. Oh yes. Depending on what paint I'm using, I will use a well palette. If I'm doing washes and metallics, I will use the Pop It Fidget as a well palette for myself because it's convenient and it works pretty well. This cleric, I'm not trying to go extra hard on these guys, so I want to finish them and feel done. But I also want to, have it look nice. I have a long, 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 long. Oh, it's okay. You're all good. I can't read all that well either. Layden can attest. Oh. That's why I'll ask for clarity sometimes. But yeah, so if you're going to use like a metallic paint like I am, I don't want it on my wet palette. So I'll use a fidget toy as a well palette along with a different type of brush that I do not care about. So it's all good here. Nobody will judge you. Adeptus Trunkus! I love those. I love that troll, by the way. Oh. It's too hard to get them out. I have a lot of brushes. Yeah, I have a lot of brushes. Um, so these brushes here are my good brushes that I like to keep and don't use metallic or washes with. These are all my junky brushes that I use for dry brushing, stippling, cleaning off figures, that I've accumulated over the years of painting, Kickstarters, random things that I back and get. This is one of the Chronicler ones. I forget the actual brand of it. They tried to make a wolf hair brush. They tried to make a sable hair brush, but the sable hair brush that they made was synthetic, so the tip curled on it too much. So it makes a really great beater brush for like washes, speed paints, metallic paints, all that kind of stuff. So I have both the wolf and the sable hair versions, and I will tell you, if you want to brush to beat and abuse, it's a great brush. Um, so when I get to a palette cleanser, or my next palette cleanser, it's probably going to be 2 sea trolls under the sea trolls from Bone 6. And I want to do something similar to what you're doing with them, but I also want to stipple a lot of the magenta aspects of it as well. I gotta let that dry. So I don't know if you've ever seen these guys on camera. I haven't started painting them yet, but they're under the water trolls. So I was thinking about doing like a teal, but you see like they have the barnacle bits built up on them. I wanted to do those in like a purple magenta kind of tone for it and see where I could go with it. I I really like the color teal as well in like paint jobs. I don't think that it's used all that often. And I think it's just a really cool inclusion when you can pull it off. Because like the base for this guy is like blue, green, teal, but it's not the same. Like it's not the same. It doesn't have that vibrancy. When I saw it, I immediately was drawn to it. I was like, oh yes, painty likey, painty likey a lot. That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Purple's, I'll be honest with you. Purple's always been my challenge color. I don't know why, but it always seems to cause me issues. I've just had to paint the ever living bejesus out of it to get it to not be my challenge color. For whatever reason, man, purple just messes with my brain. Because you can see on Astaria, like that purplish cloak right there is kind of challenged a little bit. I need to bring it up, but I got to be careful about how I bring it up. But the purple on that um, butt flap that everybody likes to call it, it's jumping out at you. So it's one of those colors. I I either crush it or I miss it completely. I don't understand why. All the time. Butt flap is purple. Butt flap is purple. Even his undersaddle's purple. The Instagram post should make it look more purple. There is no bathroom. You're the one watching Kindergarten Cop that has a bajillion great one-liners in it. Yes, it is an otter person from Steamforge Games. I'm not going super hardcore on them. I just kind of want to get them painted, so we're gonna do washes and metallics and stuff. This gonna look nice. It's the Otter Cleric. He has been sitting on my desk for way too long, and I'm like, I need to finish painting him. I need to get the white going down his belly, get this brown cleaned up, white eyelashes and stuff like that. Some small priorities first. Looks up my desk. Did you check your paint water? Did you check your paint water? Did they end up in the paint water? So, once upon a time, I did catch up on my entire to paint list. What'd you find, Malty? Was one of your friends being a poo poo head? I need a Jalapeno course. What are you? Did you learn that you do not speak the same language anymore? Back in my day, that's not how we used language. Today it's all skibbity riz, bobbity boo. Well, um, Trying to watch Yogscast now can be very challenging. Mm-hmm. So has it moved since then? Exactly the same. Mm-hmm. Seems like a while ago. Not much is coming out of them. Multi, I take it. It's just all kind of stagnant and standing there. Um, I forgot the one that the Oxcast was doing, but it essentially ended up dying off, and I never got to see the end of it. And I just kind of fell out of watching that kind of stuff with them because Lewis and Simon couldn't finish it or something. Yeah. Um, some of the more fun ones to watch are sadly like that because you never got to see how they end. That they're like, oh, but you could always play it. It's like, but why? I. It's not as much fun when me and my friends have to play it, and I get to watch others enjoy it. Um, it's kind of like someone was talking about on Geekenders the podcast recently as well. They were talking about Warhammer. Um, Total Biscuit back in the day was a big Warhammer nerd before he passed away. Um, but they were talking to one of their guests on Geekenders and the YouTube shorts out there, and somebody's like, Warhammer wouldn't have been that popular if it wasn't for Henry Cavill coming out saying they're nerds. And apparently Dodger and Jesse Cox poked up and go, you do realize that Total Biscuit was all about the Warhammer, and Krendor is very much into Warhammer as well. Like even Blood Bowl. Like he's a huge Blood Bowl player. Ugh, words. And most nerds today were playing, looking at aspects of Warhammer because of Space Marine 1 when it originally released. Where you had Commander Titus versus, or Lieutenant Titus versus the Green Horde for the Krumpen. King Dixon Balls! How are you, sweetie? You friend. You friend. I'm doing alright. I'm doing alright. I have to put a glove on because I poked another hole in my hand right here. I was trying to. So, Friday, I um I tapped the edge of a knife and slipped part of my finger here, and couldn't get the bleeding to stop. So I was wearing a glove most Friday. Saturday, I'm drilling a hole, and I drill a hole, and I poke a hole in my thumb with a little wow stick drill bit. Today, I'm changing the air filter downstairs, and I'm pulling the old one out. And apparently, I caught it on something, and I slipped part of my finger. I looked down, I was like, man, did that guy really install it with blood? I looked down at my hand, I'm like, son of a biscuit, I'm bleeding again. One, two, three different. I was like, son of a biscuit. Can I stop poking holes in my own body, please? No, I refuse. How was your pre-stream tonight, though, for the St. Jude thing for tomorrow? When does the St. Jude stuff start for your charity event? Ah, okay. I shall endeavor to be present as much as I can. Um, I do have to go into the office because everybody keeps talking about something. I'm like, I just like going into the office, but I have to go into the office. I gotcha. I will contribute something. That is a given. I mean, I can give you the Eldritch Horror that I use to keep things under control. I mean, chaos is the only order we can account for. I mean, if we account for chaos to be chaos, then chaos is always going to be okay. I need to figure out what I was using for that brown. That was probably a russet. That was a russet. I have a ruddy, a wyvern, I have a harvest, I have a woodland, and I have a warrior flesh, but I do not have the russet. Son of a biscuit. Might have been russet. It was a light russet, I know that. Uh, get your water, girl. Get your water, sweetie. Or hymns. Get your water, hymns. Hymns, get your waltzes. Yeah, it's gonna be nicer. No, I don't want to get my water cup because if I get my water cup, I just uh, black on
Thank
the
you,
top.
Hoodguard, coming in with the awesome people.
What? The truck? I got Hood. Welcome in, Hood Guard. How are you?
Someone just followed. Who is that? Hoodguard.
Welcome in, Hood Guard and the crew. What were you guys working on? Keeping that hobby streak alive, I know that for sure. The Orc King. That is a really good one. I've been enjoying seeing that progress that you got. And that green color that you have. Oh, it's beautiful, sir. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Excuse me as I fight with the exposure of my camera really quick. We're working on a Sea Otter Cleric from Animal Adventures. Thank you for that follow over on YouTube, Crimson Forge. Very nice. He's been on my desk for way too long. I've got to get him off of it. Today is Sunday. We paint all of the cute things. So, I have a box of the Animal Adventures. From Steamforged. I've done the Goat Paladin a long time ago. Joker was recently done. Osik is the one that's there. We did Tusk the Barbarian earlier. It's our Battle Bacon and the Cry of this channel sometimes. And Paprika, our red thing, has been squared away as well. Oh, wow. And I will have to add that one in there at some point. But we take breaks and we do different things. This is my second ReaperCon entry that we're working on. It's going to be the Chimera Galen on Grifox. I do go hard on some things. I've started the non-metallic metal bits, and I need to finish his fur off, and then I will be good to actually mount him to his base, which will be this lovely thing. I'm glad. On Monday, we'll be returning to Astaria in a chibi form, and we'll be doing our Mix It Up Monday colors, in which we only play with a handful of colors and make all of our owns. And this will be my first ReaperCon entry as well, which will be Puss in Boots. I'm waiting for a varnish to arrive Tuesday, I hope. That's not the AK Ultra Matte. Give him a spritz. See what it looks like. And then on Wednesdays, we will be painting and returning back to Blade, the half-wolf from Elden Ring. And we'll be working up his white wolf cloak and cold armor as well. I paint a variety of things. It just depends on the day. Edgar, thank you for letting me have some of your viewers and bringing them in. It's very appreciative. I use a variety of paints. Tonight I'm using MSP. I use Chimera and primarily Reaper MSP. I have one of the little pop well palettes that apparently I dipped and flipped around earlier. Just cover that up right there. Tonight, since I'm playing with all of the different kinds of browns and just wanting to put him in done category, I'm not really messing and futzing with non-metallic metals. I'm up for doing washes. He's kind of hard to see. I'm just grabbing my Reaper MSPs. Astaria. So for Chibi Astaria, I'm only using Chimeras, Black Violet, Phthalo Green, the Red, Ultramarine Blue, Cold Yellow, and White. To mix all of my own colors for that. And then for Galen, it was a variety of. The base was Darkness, Cherry Wood, and some versions of different colors. And I kind of figure out what I'm doing with colors. I've just not written them down yet all that well. But I do use a wet palette. That's what this beautiful device is. Here to the right-hand side. Underneath, I have a well palette that I will use from time to time as well. If I'm doing a lot of batch painting, I tend to prefer and lean on the well palettes over the wet palette. The next batch painting I will be doing is, excuse me 1 second as I destroy a brush. The next group painting I'll probably do is the Borderlands Tink Camp. So we'll try to do those in like a cell shaded format. I just haven't decided to pull them out of the box yet and finish them off. When I do try to do cell shading, I'll lean on a well palette more than a wet palette because I'm not trying to build up beautiful layers, and cell shading tends to be a little different sometimes. I'm still learning the process, so when I have the well palette, it feels more natural for me. And it's easier for me to control my blends, or lack of blending on cell shading, really. And if nobody on our side has followed, please follow Hoodguard. There was a day when everybody got superpowers for miniature painting, and someone's like, Hood, you get OSL. Congratulations. Because you had the Trench Priest, which, ooh, that thing was beautiful. If you get any works or you want to share anything, Hood, let me know and I'll make sure you have permission to post the link. I am not always link friendly here just because I have had concerns in the past. So let me know, and King or myself will make sure you have the ability to post a link and not get yelled at by one of the random bots that I have in effect. We sure we sure will. Layden is about as well, and she will help if necessary. But I thank you so much for stopping in. I do need to return the favor now. Nightbot usually gives the warning first. He's the one that'll catch the links. And it's just a good old permit. Got him a little teal fisher. Probably shouldn't be teal, but I don't care. I have so many browns on this palette right now, it's driving me crazy. Bum, 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 bum. We do get them from Siribot. They're not always bangers. Sometimes they are, though. That's so right there. Yes. I paint a variety. I'm always going to be a variety painter. Mondays and Tuesdays will be primarily, or I'm sorry, Monday and Wednesdays are going to be small things, simple things that I am going to push myself extremely hard on. So Mondays will be my color challenge to myself that someone helped issue to me. We'll do Astaria, and we'll use essentially just the primary colors, and we'll mix all of our colors from there. And we'll work on different aspects as well. I was working on a really shiny non-metallic metal for her, which I think is coming out, and I'm really happy with it. Gold, and then I'm trying to do like a bi-pride flag up and down her battle skirts. And then she's holding something with a off-white thing and a trans pride colors going across the top and the beads. And then I have to mix up my own skin tone as well and get it there along with her hair color that's going to be kind of an auburn red as well. Wednesday is usually my board game nights. Right now I only have these in my... This is from the Elden Ring board game. It's the Wretch, the Warrior. I just need to finish the bases on it, but I figured I would finish up Blade before I go too far with it. I need to heat stress and bend that back. If I ever need palette cleansers, I have a handful of things. Sundays are cute things. Saturdays, since I tend to stream a little bit longer on those days, I will work on something longer and larger, like my Galen or a ReaperCon entry or something that I want to enter into a contest. Simply because those nights I tend to go for anywhere 4 or 6 hours. I plan on entering ReaperCon this year. My Puss in Boots is going to be the first thing that I enter publicly like that. I did enter Reddit's competitions twice, and I've stopped. Or I missed recent years for some reason. I just could never find them. So Puss is going to be one entry that I plan on putting in there. I need to put a varnish on him. So I've been very careful about handling them. And just kind of do a once over on the base to make sure everything's like squared away and painted in there the way that I want it to be painted in there. So the second entry that I plan on putting in ReaperCon is Galen. This is Galen on Grifox from Chimera. It's a 32 millimeter figure. So the comparison size of Galen's legs to this 28 millimeter. He's going in as well. So I'm going to do an Ace Pride flag up his cloth. So we have purple, white. His back drape is going to be black, and then the back of his fur is going to be a black as well. I have the chibi version of him right here. So this is the chibi version of him. So he has a back cloak, and then this fur piece is going to be black. So do you follow Golden Demon at all? Golden Demon was the entry for the US version of it was held at Adepticon. One of this year's entries silver finalist was David Diamondstone. The husband of Anne, who created the Reaper MSP line. He will be entering pieces as well. Anne will be judging, I know that for a fact. Anne's the lady that created this paint line. Just so. It's pretty stiff there at ReaperCon. It's an open format, so I will win against myself for sure. Where I place that, I don't know. Antifreeze that hangs out in chat sometimes here. I know that he plans on entering as well. So I think he enters. His wife, I know, judges. But I believe David is entering as well. And he's an amazing painter in his own right. So the competition is it's up there. Michael Proctor, I think, enters as well. I Draw Caroline's enters as well. I looked over that way for something I wanted to see. They've got some pretty good entries there. Michael paints minis. Everything's rigged. Nah. They are very professional. Extremely professional. He might be a judge. I'm not sure. Ed Pugh, who used to be with us, that passed away, really helped create MS Reaper itself and a number of things. I know Monster Den's going to be there. And I look forward to hanging out with him along with Gentry. Yeah, Gentry's going to be there. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Ba-da-ba-ba. Hello, my love. How are you? That is the 2024 ReaperCon entry that went on. And we have Cat Cam. Thank you for those kind words. Rest well. Rest well. Hello, my love. How are you? Oh, I needed that washed off. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Hi. Careful. Careful. I have never had an Agrax Earthshade incident. I would like to keep it that way, my love. Please and thank you. Almost had an Agrax Earthshade incident. Saved it. One day I turned around and I was looking at a Studio J7 was painting. And he'd spilled it on his desk. I go, anything to avoid painting. And he started laughing. Because it's usually a joke with him that he can never get any painting done. How are you, my love? If I'd known you were going to get up, I would have just gone and got my water bottle. I love you a great deal. Yes, hello. Such a sweet kitty. Such a beautiful kitty. Gorgeous kitty. Sorry, we're having a kitty break. What's up? Can I get back to painting now? I know, we had a quiet day together. Hmm. You okay? I made the bed. You got to play under the sheets while I was making the bed. I got to have the cat dad experience of try to make the bed, remove the cat from the bed. It's a great day. Hmm. Right, where is this fly coming from? We need to figure that out. I think that's what you've been trying to tell me. You good? You got your lovin's. I promise I'm still about. Kitty wants some lovin's and attention. Okay. I see your tail doing that flicky flick, sweetheart. You're awake. You want to go have adventure? Go forth. Slay the day. Slay. I need to start highlighting up the brown skin tone. There's russet brown and my weird flush. That's what I want. You're okay. Hey, there's no need to be this sassy right now, sweetie. No need right whatsoever. Listen to his eyes. The eyes might be a little creepy. Just don't look at them. Be safe, King. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your rest. I shall look on the morrow for you as well. And look forward to the 12th and make sure that I can assist and help with some chaos. And enjoy the old TV ships. Da-da-da. Brightens of silvers. Not much else I want to do with him. Come here, baby goat. You're all good. Hoodguard showed up. We discussed your slacking in ad nauseum. How was your movie? It always is a solid one. So our otter, I think I'm going to call him done. Um, I've got a lot of details painted in him. He's respectable. For a tabletop PC, you wouldn't be upset to have him on the table. I might do just a little bit of this. So the next thing that we're going to work on, or what caught my eye, really is the baby goat druid. I thought he would be fun. I just looked over and was like, given all the browns I have right now, let's just go ahead and start this one. Yeah, we have quite a bit of brown on our palette right now. She's been quiet, so she's busy doing something. You're safe for now, no mana. If she's gonna fire arrows at anybody, she'll fire them at me first. Or she's cleaning and organizing up her desk right now. We got Mrs. P hanging out in the corner. I think I accidentally called her out too much on when I said the otter's been on my desk too long. Oh, she's never living that down. She is never going to live that down. For our alpaca, we're going to start its base coat as well. Thank you for that stretch. Oh, oh. I did go for an hour-long walk today, so feeling pretty loose and limber. Don't put any spare parts in there. Grimdark Barbie, thank you for the follow and welcome in. I hope your day is well and visit was super nice to you and not a arse. Ba-da-da. I'm doing swell. I'm just working on our Cutie Patootie Sunday. Wrapped up this otter for the most part. He's kind of hard to see on camera. It's a lot of metal and browns, and I'm just like, he's done. He's done. I'm done. I'm done with him. Oh, we're probably going to tackle a baby goat at some point. That's a druid, if I'm not mistaken. I was just trying to get the base coats established. And while I had the white and the off-white and the creams and my pastel yellows out, I was working on the base coats of my alpaca bard for a future Cutie Patootie Sunday. If you need some spider juice, I'm sure Snowman will gladly share if he has plenty to spare. So, yeah. So Sunday's our cutie day. Uh, Monday we'll be returning to Astoria. In which we'll mix up our own colors on her and push her forward. And then on Wednesdays, we work on board game things. I'm working on Blade the Half Wolf. Mix it up Monday, board game Wednesday, Cutie Patootie Sunday, Futz it Friday, finish it Friday, or it's really just been a lot of Futz and long stream for ReaperCon entries and entries into different competitions. This is the Griff Oxford Galen that I've been working on. And the boss is over there. Unfortunately, I haven't put up the thing. So Galen is a very interesting model altogether. I've noticed it's been really hard to find the 32 millimeter version of him. If I can get my camera to chill the frick out, sorry. So that's the full model put together. So far I've got the legs up and I'm trying to get to the chest and working my way up right now. So this is the 32 millimeter version. Chimera only seems to be selling the 75 on various websites right now. So my other entry will be the Puss in Boots that's behind me. I need to establish my dominance because the wife is here trying to get on my painting area. Butt flap cow! Yes, butt flap cow. My other entry into ReaperCon will be Puss and Boots. I'm currently waiting on some stuff to come so I can varnish him. I just need to kind of go around the edges of the base to make sure I don't have any like massive rub off. And make sure stuff is kind of like integrated a little bit there. Yeah. So. He will be traveling with me to ReaperCon and being entered in the competition. And then once those two are entered, I think when I do a Adepticon, I'll be doing Resin Beast. I'll probably enter a Fall Archer for it from Chimera. Hey, hey, hi, sweetie. I love the. Okay. Yep. Hold on. Well, I'm trying to teach you to stay off the laptop. Ah. So she swiped through the paint right there. I just wanted to make sure she didn't accidentally lick it off, so to the bathroom really quick we had to take her. Was any on there? Probably not. Did I overreact? Probably. I will be hearing about it for the rest of the evening, probably. She will get her crunchy treats, so she'll be okay. It's just, I tried to keep her from doing that, and hopefully this is the final reminder she needs. Because I try to put my hand down next to the pallet to keep her tail out of there, but it's cat. It's kitties. Kitties will do what kitties want to do. She will be sleeping with me later tonight, probably, to make sure I'm safe and sound. But um, once I give her treat, she'll be fine. Yeah, I know. It's just she's she wants attention. I try to give her attention. She's like, okay, you gave me attention for 5 seconds. I'm just gonna sit here and do something else. Like, okay, calm down. But then, does stuff like that, and I'm like, okay, please stop. She's very high energy, sassy cat. So much so, she's already back in the room. You're okay, love. If you would stay off the wet pallet, keep your tail out of it, I wouldn't have to chase you down and clean you off. I know you do not like it. However, I do not want you ingesting acrylic paint. She is a tortie. The name the vets gave her when she was adopted was Chili. Her and her sisters were named after spicy peppers. There was ancho and chipotle. Or no, it was habanero, or it was something along those lines. She is very sassy. You gonna jump up and show everybody your vertical comprehension? Yes, you are. When I was looking for a name for her at the time, my partner and I were talking. I decided to go with an anti-hero name, so I went with Katra from She-Ra. And it is a personality name that very much does fit her. She very much loves one person, and that's it. But she is an adorable tortie cat. She is 2 years old, or like a year and a half, I think. But I greatly appreciate her inclusion into my life. She can be extremely sweet and cuddly, very sassy and hand bitey at the other times, and I will not trade it for anything in this life. As you can tell, she's giving me the death stare. Giving me that look of, Father, you betrayed me. But you got all of my succubus kiss. Yeah. I must return to work in the AM. I do not wish to, but I must. Well, yeah. She's going to get all the company here shortly. Who is going to be our raid target? Monster Den is back. Double check to make sure. Someone else is online that is deserving of the raid. Sirius tends to end the same time I end. They tend to end around the same time I end, so. Let's go right into Monster. He's always safe for me, too. Looks like he's ending up the marbles, so that'll be great. Thank you, everybody, for stopping in. Thank you for the brand new flawless. Thank you for the raid hood guard. Thank you for saying hello, Barbie. Hi, Barbie. You have a great day. You have a great week. It's going to be awesome next week. Don't let it deter you.